Afternoon everybody, I'm Lindsay, the Cheshire Stitcher, both here on Flosstube and over on Instagram, which I am starting to get to grips with. Today is Sunday the 17th of December 2023 and this is Flosstube number 8. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are a new viewer, big warm welcome to you. I hope you like what you see and hear and will consider subscribing. I'm almost at my own little target of 300 by Christmas. I just need 4 more people, so fingers crossed I'll get those 4 in the next week with a new video out. It's quite possible. So excuse me, today I've mostly just got PhDs for you. I do have a beaded PhD because I've finished all my ornaments and gifts and I've recorded that video and that is waiting for me to upload it between Christmas and New Year. I can't do it any earlier than that because obviously gifts that aren't going to be opened for a week, and my oldest daughter will be up between Christmas and New Year. So once she's had her gifts, then I can get that video uploaded. So yeah, mostly just PhDs today. I've got a tiny bit of haul and 1 or 2 plans, not firm yet, but anyway, there we go. So let's make a start, shall we? And I will start off with my beading PhD. Now, I've had this pattern for years and years and years, and a good chunk of the beads for it as well. And I was looking for something else, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to start in because there's a lot of money tied up in them beads, especially the gold. You know, it's like nearly £4 for 2.5 grams of gold because it's 24 karat gold plated. So expensive. So I thought it's about time I made him. Then what's left over can go into stash. So here he is. This is Raphael. It's a design by Chris Maines of Amuse Ink. As you can see down there, Amuse Ink, I-N-K, not I-N-C. I've done one of her patterns in the past. I did a cat face, which was thoroughly enjoyable. And so I've decided it's about time I started him. So just to make it easier for you to understand, I'm working it in brick stitch. So I'm working it this way. So I'll show you on here. So I started with this really long one down the centre and I'm working my way up. Should have done it that way because I'm working this way up. So I am roughly here towards the end of his teeth. And I've done, I don't know how many rows I've done. I've not counted, to be fair. Probably should have done. Might have been a good idea. So, let me show you where I'm at. I did try and do this on my board, but it just didn't work. So this is my phone case, so it's a bit grubby because, you know, it's a phone case. You use it all the time. So there we go. So I would say there's the big long line that I started with. Well, actually did a 2-row start rather than a 1. So there's his tooth, and this bit here is his eye. Lots of shine in him. These at the end here, this paler gold, that's the expensive one. So there we go. I just put a bobbin on it just to hold my thread because I'd started off a new thread this morning. But I'm loving him so far, and I don't know why I've waited so long to start him. So there we go. That's my beading PhD. As I say, all my gifts are done and that video is recorded. So, in no particular order, I started my long dog for the hashtag my first long dog, started by Alba Stitcher. I will link her and anybody else that I can remember down below. I know Sally, Stitchy Sally, she's the one that, watching her was the one that kind of got me to go, oh, yeah, really, I should do that. So, as you can see, I'm doing St. George. I am stitching mine on a piece of 36 count blue lace agate from Sparklies. Are you surprised? Sparklies. That's how far I got. Not very far at all. And I'm using a paint box silk. I did start it with 1 strand, but I wasn't happy with the coverage on this 36. So I've pulled out the little bit. I'd only done like sort of 2 outline edges. So there we go. I am loving it. Absolutely loving it, and I wish I could work on it a bit more, but currently it's not happening. I don't know, lately I want to stitch, but when I actually pick it up I'm like, ugh. I think part of it is because I've got so much that I need to get done that I'm just kind of putting myself off. I'll get there. As long as I get the stuff done for Christmas that I need to get done for Christmas, I'll be fine. So, next up is something that I've got to get finished before as long as it's done before my daughter leaves, because her partner isn't coming up with her. He's staying at home because he's got work and he needs to look after the dog. So, as long as it's finished before she leaves, it doesn't matter if I don't finish it before Christmas. It's that one. It's the Howling Wolf from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'm enjoying working on this, and I'm just not getting to do it that much. So here's how far I've gotten with him. A bit further on than he was last time you saw him anyway. This, I switched the fabric because it came with pink Ada. I'm not a fan of Ada, especially when it's pink. And I'm using, let me tilt it like that, you get a better idea of the colour. This is Kiwi Illusions Cloudburst. And he's so nice. He's such a lovely, lovely stitch. I need to get back to him. I did have a sort of a plan of doing my commission during the day and then 3 evenings a week on my Love Quilt Square and a couple of evenings on him. That's not happened. It's just life in general. And it doesn't help that, like I say, I hurt my finger. Sorry if you didn't want to see that, but there you go. I stabbed myself in the same place a couple of times. And it's now full of gunk and I can't put a lot of pressure on it. So that's slowing me down on the stitching. Let's move them out the way. So next up, my weekend stitch with Jeanette, and we're doing Nora Corbett's Winter Bear. I am hoping that we'll get this finished before the end of the year. That was my phone. Yeah, fingers crossed we'll get this finished before the end of the year. It shouldn't be a problem. We've got 2 more weekends and we'll probably end up working on it just so that we can get it finished. So it's one less to take into the new year. And here is how mine is looking. There we go. I'll just tilt him so you can, because I film in front of the living room window, it's a bit bright most of the time, especially on a day like today where it's a bright sunny day. Even though it's December, it's chilly outside. So there you go. I'm using a colour cascade fabric called Whole Lot of Love. It's a 32 count. And I did replace the white with sulky, but I'm kind of now regretting that decision a little bit. I should have stuck with normal DMC. It would have been a bit better coverage. But from sort of back here, even if I tilt him, you can't really tell. It's only close up, and it's probably like everybody says, it's because I'm looking at it all the time, and I'm looking at it here, you know, sort of 12 inches away, whereas you're looking at it from a distance. But as you can see, most of the bottom of the bear is now done. I'm just waiting for an order to arrive that has got the Krynic in it, because I did buy the Krynic, but I got the number 8 rather than the number 4. So a lot of this down here is done in that. So hopefully today I can do a bit more. Start working down here. There's some more patches of white, which is like top of the glacier. I think it's supposed to be a glacier. I can get that done, and I can get maybe a scarf started or something. I don't know if I get a bit fed up with all the pale colours. White all the time is a bit. You may remember I said I was going to keep on working on something for 25 stitches a day once I'd finished stitch. As much as I've wanted to, I haven't really done. I have worked on it, but not that much. I wanted to try and get Thimble Fairy finished. Again, there's a good chance that I can get her finished before the end of the year, as long as I don't work on my commission, or, you know, my finger improves and I can do that but much better. There isn't that much left to do, really. I've finished this arm now, and I've finished the wing, so I've got this and a head and the other wing and the tops of the pins, and it's done. Probably if I actually sat down and concentrated on nothing else, I could probably get it done in a couple of days. We'll see how it goes. So here is how she is looking. Excuse the needle minder, as I've said. I just stop when I stop. I'm not bothered about hanging threads. So there we go. Like I say, not much more really. And if I actually sat and concentrated on it, or actually did the 25 stitches a day, I'd get somewhere. This needle minder is from Jeanette. It's one of our Advent gifts. We're doing an Advent exchange. So that was one of my gifts at the start of the month. So I put it on my Thimble Fairy. I don't normally leave my needle minders on my work. I normally take them off. I don't know why I've left them on, but there we go. Right, so next is my commission piece. There we go. I'm not going to take it out the frame because everything that I've been doing here. It's all been all up here. Filling all of this in. And as you can see, I have actually done a little bit more of the restitch of her here. I've been trying to do a length here and then come over here and fill in. And then do another length and fill in. So she is starting to come on. There's a lot of gaps in here yet, but this is all filled. So I will put her down over Christmas and have a break, because I might need to finish the wolf off, or because I might do a Christmas stitch. Sometimes, some years, I pull something out and I'll work on it Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. Something small that I could finish in those 3 days. So I may do that this year, I don't know. I haven't fully decided. It's one of those do I, don't I. My last PhD is my Love Quilt Square that I said I would like to have finished for today. Not done that. There we go. That's my elephant. He's lovely. I am really, really enjoying stitching him. This is from number 14, issue number 14 of Jill Oxton's Cross Stitch, before it became cross stitch and beading. I found this in a charity shop for 50p and saw that, and I thought, you know what, he would make a great Love Quilt Square. And a couple of months later, it appeared. So I'm probably going to spend a good chunk of this next week concentrating on him. My commission piece I'm using as an Advent challenge on semi-sane stitches, so I have to do 100 stitches a day. So I tend to sort of do 2 or 3 days on that, and then I'll switch to this, because like I say, I've got to get him finished. He's due on Boxing Day. It's not going to, very unlikely it's going to be there on time, but I can't help the post with that. And this is how far I've got. And because I'm really, really enjoying him. So when I pick him up tomorrow, I'm hoping I can finish the grass across the bottom, because that means I can chop the chalk down. Normally on a Monday, as you know, I would have my grandsons, but this week, that's not happening, because 2 weeks ago tomorrow, my lovely neighbour passed away. She was wonderful. She was such a gentle soul. She's not been in the best of health. She's had dementia. She started to suffer with dementia probably about 18 months, 2 years, something like that ago. And tomorrow we go and say our goodbyes to her. So I will get to stitch on my elephant a little bit more than I would normally on a Monday, but not for the best of reasons. Well, there we go. My neighbour obviously is devastated. They'd been married for over 50 years. Was it 60 years? I think it could be 60 years. They had a card off the Queen for their wedding anniversary a couple of years ago, and it was one of the last ones that the Queen sent. So it's extra special for them. So that's it. That's it for PhDs. I told you it's not a lot. Just not been feeling it for various reasons. And I've been spending a lot of time faffing around on my iPad, playing games rather than stitching. So, oh well. So I'll do me 2 little bits of haul, and then we're done. So a much shorter one than normal. Hopefully, like I say, I'll try and get one done on New Year's Eve, but I can't guarantee it. It all depends on whether or not my partner manages to swap his shift. If he doesn't, fine, I can do my sort of end of year review kind of thing, and what I'm thinking of doing in 2024. I don't have massive plans. Never make massive plans because they never work. So anyway, first bit of haul. Beginning of the month, Maloka Designs was offering a free needle minder. You just paid the postage. So I did. And that's what for this little Santa. And it was only the Santa that she was offering. So I thought, why not? Go for it. So I have my little Santa. It's a lovely one. I have used him a few times already. My only other bit of haul was my Caterpillar subscription box that came. I haven't opened the kit at all because then I would be tempted to start it. And at the moment, I really don't need to be starting anything else. So there we go. So that was the kit. And we got a scissor sheath. And a Love Heart Rock Lolly. I like these. So I might just munch on that this afternoon. And then you get a little stitchy gift each time, which this time round was these. It took me a bit to work out what it is. They're actually needle threaders. Take one out of the bag and show you. So I don't tend to use a needle threader other than for my sewing machine. So there we go. Look, see, a little needle threader. One of these days I'll work out a better way of recording this so that I don't keep putting things in front of my face. But then again, that's probably a good thing, you know. You don't really want to look at my ugly mug all the time, do you? Right, so I have a couple of plans. This one isn't going to be until the beginning of, end of January. Over on Instagram. Let's do it that way around. That's better, so I've not got the really great big clip. It's hashtag 2024 Quaker flag sale. As you can see, the pattern is from Vivsters on Etsy. It's a Union Jack. It shouldn't be called a Union Jack, it's a Union flag. It's only a Union Jack when it's flying on a ship, but most people call it a Union Jack all the time. And I'm a sucker for a Union Jack. I do love my flag. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, right, okay, I'm buying that. So I've just got to work out what I'm going to use what fabric and thread I was going to use. I was hoping to do it in sulky, but I'm having trouble trying to find enough blues and reds. And well, no, that's not right. I have got blues and I've got reds, but I haven't got this. This isn't a white, this is a pale grey. I haven't got a pale grey, so I'm debating. It might end up just being in the called for DMC. But before I saw that, I'd bought this, also from Vivsters on Etsy, and this is one of 2 contenders for my January 1st start. It's just done in DMC, and I just fell in love with it. I thought that is just so bright and colourful and cheerful, and I could easily stitch like a square a day. Again, like I say, it's all just done in DMC, so I need to see what fabric I've got that's big enough to see if I'm going to start this one, or my other option for a January 1st start is the pomegranate sampler from Owl Forest Embroidery. I bought this chart over the summer. I just fell in love with it in all its different shades of red. So this may, I'm undecided at the moment as to which one. If you think I should start one or the other, let me know. I might end up starting something completely different yet, I don't know. But those are my 2 contenders for my January 1st start. I always treat myself to a new start in January. That's it. I suppose, thinking about it, because I've bought this, I never thought of that. I bought these 2. These are both coming under the umbrella of Stash Enhancement. I did attend the Jingle Ball. Well, I bought a ticket for the Jingle Ball, not realising that it was my partner's long weekend off, so I didn't actually get to take part in it. But I did download all the freebies, so with any luck, some of them will appear over this next 12 months. Excuse me, need a drink. There we go. And I did buy 1 or 2 charts as well. I should have printed the covers out for those, but I didn't. I got Arranging Ornaments from Ink Circles, and I bought the Tiny Modernist Christmas Stitch Along, which both of those were exclusive to the Jingle Ball. And I also bought the We Wish You a Merry Christmas from Hello by Liz Matthews. Not so much for the main design, but she done a small pillow with all the stars on it, and I love that. I fell in love with that, and that again was an exclusive. And I got both last year's and this year's ornament books, none of which have been printed out. I've just saved them all ready for when I'm ready to do them, which, you know, going on how long I've had some stuff in my stash, could be a few years yet. Plans, don't really have any. 1 or 2 things I'd like to do in 2024, but I will talk about that in my next video, which, as I say, will hopefully be on New Year's Eve. If not, it'll be very early in January, by which time I'll have a new start to show you if that's the case. So I'll leave it there. We're only 24 minutes in. I think it's probably my shortest one ever, apart from the little extra ones that I've done. So all that remains for me is to wish you all a very, very happy Christmas, and may Santa bring you anything that you've asked for, especially stitchy wise. And just in case I don't come back on New Year's Eve, have a wonderful new year, and I will see you in 2024. Bye.